So the next step is, after you've gotten your color correction project selected and approved, it is to actually go through the first color correction, the global color correction. Just to get started, we're going to use adjustment layers because we want to again be non-destructive. But let's look at what we need to do here. First thing I would do is crop this image a little bit tighter. You see this white area around the edge of the image? This can actually be a problem. Remember, when we use some of our color correction methods, particularly if we're going to start with an automatic color correction, these are pixels that the computer is going to take into consideration when it color corrects. So it's going to actually skew the information. So we may want to get rid of that information. So just grab our crop tool, clear. You don't want to actually resize it. We just want to crop out the information we don't want. And we can straighten the image if we'd like beforehand. We don't have to. Actually, I'll probably go back and straighten it. So this would have been fine. I'm actually going to cancel. I want to show you guys how to straighten. Underneath our eyedropper tool, we have a ruler tool. And you can actually click and drag along one edge, and it will give you the measurement angle, which is negative 0.4 degrees, not a whole bunch. And then if you see here in the option bar, it says straighten. If I click straighten, it rotates the image for me, and that's going to help me out with any kind of crop, so that I'm maximizing the amount of information that I have. Now if I crop, I don't have to sacrifice a bunch of information. This is going to be close to here, so I'll probably have to zoom in. Get in tight there. That was the space bar to get the hand tool, and again. And then I just use Control plus and Control minus to zoom in and out, or Control 0 to get the entire image. And there we go. So now I have just the image. I don't have any extra additional. Actually, I do. Just up there, it's a little bit at the top, so I need to do this again. So again, I'm just hitting Control plus, and then just actually zoom in a little bit more, because I just want to get rid of what I have to. I don't want to sacrifice anything that I don't need to sacrifice. So there we go. Now if I perform any sort of automatic color correction, it's not going to take the border, the frame of the photograph into consideration, which of course we don't want it to do. That's not part of our photograph. That's going to skew the information. So I'm going to do the same thing that you saw me do in the last one, because this first correction, this global color correction, doesn't have to be that complicated. It's just a starting point. It's just going to get us a little bit closer to where we want to be. I'm just going to use levels again. And I can hit auto if I'd like. I can grab the the white sampler tool and click in here to try and get some different points. If I felt like I had a dark, a neutral shadow point, I could try and correct for that. And I'm seeing some areas here that might be helpful, but it's not doing a whole lot as I thought it might. The image is pretty badly skewed. So what I'm going to do is again look at what are the problem areas. Obviously we have a lot more red and not enough blue, so I'm going to go into the reds and play with the midpoint slider to knock the reds down. And now we're kind of close to where we were before. Let's play with the blues just a little bit, where it's a little warmer. That's nice. And then just to see what we can do here. And actually I really don't want to mess with that, so I'm just going to go back to 0 because that's not helping. And really that's it. I just made the global color correction. I just met that requirement of the assignment. It's a non-destructive edit. I cleaned up the background, I cropped it. You can see here on my layers panel that I have the original image. If I toggle the visibility of that adjustment layer, the adjustment layer is, it's non-destructive, it's not permanent. I can still edit that adjustment layer. That's one of the great things about adjustment layers. It's, I've not completely changed the image. But that's it. That's the first step. This is a progress checkpoint that I'm going to start asking folks to submit where they are at this point. And then it's going to get a little bit more fun and a little bit more complicated from here.